Hi everyone, I wanted to come in here with a tarot tune-in and kind of close out this week of the doorway. We've kind of gone in a little bit deeper into the whole idea of stepping through this doorway this week in October, with the overall theme being freedom, and what this doorway is doing for us to give us freedom. One thing that I have been very much in tune with this week, as I've had different conversations, is the feeling of loss that has come with stepping through that doorway. And the disparity or the polarity of loss that is being felt amongst us is very, very large. I spoke about my own feeling of grief and loss the other day on Peace Talks, which I was talking about feeling a loss of identity, of myself, and things shifting in my own self as I step into this next expression and this next iteration of my life, and having to let that identity go. I also know that there is, this is a weird bug just flew in. There is someone in our community that is facing the loss of a child and sitting by his bedside as she watches his transition. And it is a very, very big doorway to step through. So please, if you're watching this, hold this beautiful consciousness that is our friend, that is a part of our community, in your heart. Send her love. It doesn't matter who it is, as far as the physical being. Just know that she is one of us in this community, and a very good friend of mine, and a good friend of all of ours. So as she prepares to step through a completely different doorway into the next iteration of her life, it's going to look and feel very, very different. So with all of this in mind, I really wanted to go deeper with a reading into this doorway and all of the different aspects that come to light when we are transitioning. There is so much that is concealed in our being that when we step through and new light hits us, and new light is embodied, it reveals a completely different part of us. So I wanted to do a reading, and I have it set up a little bit differently, so you'll have to let me know which you prefer. I don't care either way. I have done the tarot tune-in so far, for the most part, where I just put the camera on the cards, and I like that, and yet it feels a little unnatural with just my hands in there. This feels more natural for me, to have more of a conversation, to be more personal with you, and yet there's going to be less. It's going to be less about the cards, but I'm going to see how it goes today, and please just let me know. So I'm going to shuffle up the cards. I'm going to come up with the anchor card. What is the main message that wants to come through about this doorway as we move into tomorrow, which is when I'll be doing the next Peace Talks and starting the new week of freedom, a new depth of what freedom means for us in October. We'll be moving on. We'll be moving through the doorway, and we're going to start then moving into the next iteration of freedom in our lives. So this is kind of the reading that's going to close out the week of the doorway, and any loss or expectations that we might be dealing with. So let's just kind of see what's being called forth. I love this because I don't come here with any idea. I just literally have fun with the cards. When I say fun, it's fun for me to practice. It's fun for me to just see what comes through. And there's something that wanted to come through because I was called to do this reading, and just see what was wanting to be revealed. So the first card that'll be kind of our anchor in conversation is fire. Fire, Solaris Sublime. So here's the beautiful card. And I'm going to start putting the cards. Someone asked me about the cards I used a couple of readings ago, so I will try to remember to put the cards in that I'm using, so in case you like them or you're drawn to them. So fire, this is the number 16. 6 plus 1 is 7. That is in numerology, this is a 7 card. 7 is all about intuition. It's all about the fire of our solar plexus, our creative energy center. And if you see, this is a very creative and fiery image on here. So you can just take that in. So the sun is the creator, right? And we are stepping through a new doorway that is completely lit by all new light, all new energy. Really, it's a stronger energy as we move into this new iteration of freedom. And this new iteration, even if your life hasn't physically changed or you don't feel like it's going to, there is a pretty massive up level of energy that has happened as we step through that 1010 portal and we start to kind of see what that really means for us. So there's a creative energy at work that is working in our favor. One of the things that came up today that's wanting to be expressed is in my spiritual studies, I was watching a video and it was talking about how we are, this shell of our physical bodies is only 1% of our reality, of our consciousness. 1% is this thing. Everything that we can see in our reality and with our 5 senses is just, that's all it is. It's just a shell of what we see. The 99% that is left is our spiritual essence. It's the expansion. It is the part of us that we can't see, and yet it is the realm of possibilities. It is the creator. It is Gus, God, universe, spirit in action. And what Gus has intended for us is so much bigger than what this shell can know and what this shell can hold. So therefore, the creative energy that is in front of us right now is not our own. It's for us to use our intuition to tap into, to move through this new iteration completely by intuition, be completely led by our spirit, because our spirit is the part of us that's connected into that infinite realm, into the 99%. And when we operate from the 99%, the spiritual realm, it is infinite. It is abundant. It's abundant in all ways. It's abundant in health. It's abundant in wealth. It's abundant in ideas. It's abundant in relationships and overflow. And it is an overflowing vessel. Therefore, when it overflows into our mental health and our emotional health and our physical health and wealth in all ways. So the next iteration is the creative energy and the intuitive energy of tapping into that and moving forward through this doorway only aligned with the 99% of us, the unknown part, the parts we cannot see. And as we move forward through the parts that we cannot see, we reveal all that is concealed. And all that's concealed in the 99% is only that which is abundant, is only that which is alive. It's only that which is in constant creation and constant unfoldment, like the rose that's always being bloomed. Consciousness is constantly revealing more and more for us when we're looking for it. So anywhere that you're feeling grief and death is the identification with the 1%, the shell that goes away. But when the shell goes away, the 1% is no longer there, but the 99% is. And the 1% is the part that does die. It's the 1% that, everything that we can see and touch and feel in our reality is not everlasting, but the 99% is. So we are being encouraged with this anchor card to tune into the creative energy that's at our, I'm going to say at our fingertips, but that's the 1%. This is at our disposal for us to keep tapping into by using our intuition. So let's go a little bit further. I'm going to go and pull 2 support cards to see what is supporting this anchor card. at this card. You know, what I love too about this anchor card is there's a lot of different beings in here. You know, you have the dragons, and then when I look in here, there's, you know, there's a swirl of energy. And then there's this little being here that's a very angelic being. And I can't see, I didn't bring my glasses over with me, but you know, and then there's this, the human being. So there's a lot of different beings, and in our intuition, it really does, it ties us into all of the different beings in that 99%. You know, we have angelic beings, we have ascended masters that are all constantly willing and waiting for us to ask for help, to connect in and say, what's next? Bring me something unexpected. And they're willing and ready. We have our ancestors, we have galactic beings who are at our disposal at all times. So this portal that we've stepped through is now opening up this new awareness of beings that are here to help us. And this card is reminding me to remind you of that. So the next thing is, I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. Yes, this comes back into, you know, kind of what we're talking about with the life, death, life cycle we talked on the last peace talks. I remember that I am not this body. I remember that I am not, you know, I am eternal. My soul plan is eternal. It goes beyond this physical body. It goes on beyond the 1% of what I can see in this earthly realm. It goes way beyond that. But while we are here, the 99% is our breath. It is our life blood. It is our life force energy. And that life force energy is choosing to be in this physical embodiment, because we have a plan to be here, to be a part of Creator's plan, of Gus's plan. And when we play that part, we end up making the 99% expand and unfold for the entire humanity, for the entire planet. So this soul plan can only be tapped into when we tap into that creative energy of our solar plexus, when we use our intuition, when we follow the fire energy. The fire energy is the part of us that it fires us up. It's exciting. I was sitting, I got up today, and you know, like we have 2 dogs, and the dog hair is insane, and plus I shed, so I'm like, you dogs, but then I'm sweeping, and I'm seeing my like little tumbleweeds go by, and I'm like, I can't really blame the dogs. But anyway, so I got up this morning, and I was like, I can't do anything until I clean. So I cleaned, and we don't have a vacuum cleaner, and we have this carpet right here. So Bud got this, you know, like this thistle brush, this really hard thistle brush, and I say he up until now gets down on his hands and knees, and he combs the hair out of the carpet. And boy, I've watched him do it, and he'll just be sweaty, and I can tell it's a workout. He's out of breath, and I was like, oh God, I got to do it, because you know the dog hair gets into this carpet. So I got on my hands and knees today, and I did that. And Lord have mercy, I was sweating, I was swearing, I was irreverent as anything, because I hate to clean. And but that said, the whole time I was so excited. I knew I could feel this message wanting to come through. I was excited about tapping in today and getting this message pulled forth, because I knew it was for me, and when it's for me, it's for you as well. And that fire in my belly, like my solar plexus, I kept kind of wanting to cheat as I was cleaning to tune out of what I was doing and tune into something else. I'm like, what's the message? What's the message? And I just kept hearing, wait till the cards come. That's what you love to do. And that is the essence. That's the essence of remembering our soul plan and walking the path of our soul from here on out. We've stepped through that doorway, and that doorway is now amplified. This new iteration is kind of pushing us forward. We've talked about that, pushing the soul plan. It's now gaining momentum. These next few 2.5 months, the rest of October, November, and December, it is amplified. The wind is at our backs. The energy is at our backs. So everything is going to be more and more amplified, which means when we follow the soul plan, which means when we follow that which puts a fire in our belly and we're excited, and I sit down and I do these readings because I love to do them, when I sit down and do these peace talks and connect with you just because I love it, just because I'm called, that energy is being amplified even more. That's the energy for us to follow. So no matter what you are grieving, look forward, sweet soul. Look forward and say, what now? What lights my soul? That is for you to move forward in. That is going to help the grief. That is going to ease the grief. That is going to turn you to that hopefulness that we talked about on the last peace talks. So the next, oh my God, you can't make this stuff up. The other anchor is portal. Doors are opening. You decide the rewards, the wild card. And this beautiful portal has opened this week. We just entered the 1010 portal. You entered something that looks like this in the etheric realm, but you can't see it because you're only seeing the 1%. The 1% of what that portal looks like is how you wake up and what you see in front of you. And yet, when you see that, you have already stepped through what looks like this, and you've gone through that veil, and through that veil looks the same, and yet it's not. It's not. The doors have opened. What are the rewards you're looking for? It kind of goes back to, I think it was I can't remember the title of the peace talks from this week, but I was talking about that. The rewards. What do you see? What do you want to see? Are you journaling that? I'm journaling the you know what out of what I'm ready to see in front of me. And the more I tap into that, the more inspiration I get, the more intuition starts to tune me into that pathway so that I am seeing it. When I was cleaning today, I was picking up things that I know I don't need anymore. I took a big load of stuff to the trash. I'm starting to make way for myself to exit this physical reality and move into the next reality with my husband in San Diego. The reward for me that I am looking to see, that I am tuning into, is the way in which I physically move from this location to the next. So that I'm preparing already for it. I'm making way. That was part of my intuition. As I was kind of cleaning up, I started seeing things, and my intuition's like, get rid of it. Start making way. So it's not just all of a sudden the way comes and now I'm busy trying to get everything together. I'm starting that process now, so it's with ease and flow. I'm choosing the rewards, yes, and intuition in my soul plan is showing me the way to those rewards by lighting up creative ideas, by lighting up a fire in my belly. I can feel, as I sit here and have this conversation with you, I can feel the warmth in my solar plexus. That is, the solar plexus is where the intuition is usually, where you kind of feel the butterflies, the flutter of a yes, exactly. That's part of the soul plan. So this portal that just opened, that we stepped through this week, the sun's now right where it's a little bit of a problem, but it's not, is now really the pathway of our soul plan. So let's go a little bit deeper into the anchor card, which is the fire, feeling the fire, the soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. You know, the doorways that were closed, the world that we have kind of separated from, that lower realm of only physical existence. That's the fated realm. That's kind of like what comes to you is what comes to you. But we're now on the destiny plan. We're on the soul plan. The destiny life is what we are destined here to be. And that soul, your soul already chose it. And you know you're going on that destiny plan when you have that fire in your belly. So this is an exciting reading. This is kind of going differently than I thought it was going to go. I don't really know where I thought it was going to go, but I'm excited by this. I think it's really a reminder of how powerful that doorway was that we went to. And what I'm really getting is that, you know, we're tuning into heaven on earth in this entire year. And this month of October is the freedom of seeing, of starting to see a lot of that come forth. And we will start to see that soul life, that destined life. as we've passed through that portal, we will start to see it only when we tap into the fire within. So I'm going to pull some tarot cards, and this is kind of the moment in time that we're in, the Hierophant. This is about wisdom. The five is change. 5 signifies change. The Hierophant is all about higher wisdom, higher intelligence, and it lands right under fire, the intuition, the 7 card, right? This is, again, 16 in numerology, that's a 7. Intuition, the Hierophant is all about pulling in that higher intelligence that is being pulled forth by all of these beings. This is so cool. It's like, it's just fitting together like a puzzle. All of these beings, you know, your angels, archangels, ascended masters, your ancestors, your teams, your starseed family, they are all whispering to you about the soul plan. And the Hierophant is the higher you, it's the higher self that is pulling in this divine energy from the 99% world, the 99% of you that's beyond this body, that's beyond these 5 senses. And then, oh my gosh, we have the 10 of cups. This is joy, this is celebration, this is the Jubilee year, okay? Then I'm going to keep putting this together. I mean, I can't make this up. The Empress, 3. The Empress is all about the master of her domain. She is the divine feminine in the 1% realm, and she's highly connected with the Hierophant, with the higher self. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, this is heaven on earth. 10 of Pentacles. 10 is the instant manifestation. It's the materialization of the rewards that you're talking about. This doorway, this reading is just telling me that this doorway is the entryway into heaven on earth. Holy crap, my heart's about to explode. Can you feel it? And the last one is the 5. This is transcending through all that brought you darkness, all that brought you sadness. You know, these cups are just tipped over, they're sad. The 5 is about changing all of that. So when I look at this read, and I'll take a picture of this and actually give you the entire look of all of this, but it lines up so beautifully. Underneath the soul plan card, okay, remember the fated life versus the destiny life. The destiny life is all about joy. It's about a happy family, happy community. All of your emotional ducks are in a row. Every part of your world is starting to come into the highest expression that you are meant to be at this point of your soul plan. This is the divine timeline. This is when you get back. This portal took you into the divine timeline. And the Empress is the one that just simply guides you from here. She is highly connected through her intuition. She's holding the key of life. This is the Ankh. It's the key of life. And she's sitting on her throne, and she's pulling in this divine wisdom from the Hierophant. And the Hierophant really is taking you into, let me put these back. Actually, I showed you these cards are the ones that are kind of coming to, not kind of, they're coming together. The fire energy, the creative energy. The Hierophant is tapped into this. This is your higher self. It knows the plan. The higher self knows the plan. It's the part of you that's calling you forth. It's the part of you that from this space within says, yes, sweet soul. It's that quiet, still voice. That quiet, still voice is the one when it speaks, your fire within starts to burn. And all of that is really the calling in of the messages from all of these beings, the 99%, the beings that are unseen but are so full of high intelligence. They are in a realm completely different from ours. They are in a dimension completely different from ours. And the part of you, the higher self that is tapped into them, is the one that pulls in that energy and whispers it to you. So this is the time to only be following your intuition, and not that part of the 1% that is only your mind that is tapped into what you can see and what you can feel and what you have already experienced. This portal has taken you into a completely different realm of existence. This is where we stepped into that heaven on earth year, the Jubilee year we've been talking about since I've started Peace Talks. And to a little bit more on this portal, again, the doors are opening. Underneath the doors is the Ten of Pentacles, where everything in your world, the Pentacles is attached to your, not attached, it symbolizes your physical world, the 1% piece, your reality. And the 10 is showing you that you are fully sustained, you are fully invested in. And all of that, the portal, when you step through, it's as if you left behind all of the parts that brought you sadness. It's transitioning you to heaven on earth and for a completely different reality. I'm going to take a sip of my water, and then I'm going to go just a little bit deeper because, oh, I forgot one set of cards. It's okay, I wasn't supposed to have them, I guess. All right, let's go a little bit deeper into what we've just uncovered here, because I think it's pretty important. And I want, like, I'm really feeling a strong message to trust this, So no matter what is transitioning in or out of your life, most importantly here, what is transitioning out of your life is this piece. It is moving out all that brings you grief, all that brings you sadness, all that has brought you resentment or judgment. I feel more grief and sadness. So whatever is happening that is falling out of your life, whatever the death part of this, whatever you're saying goodbye to, I know it feels extremely intense, and I know it can feel extremely sad. And at the same time, what I'm hearing very, very clearly and loudly in this reading is that it is being pulled out of your life. People are being pulled out of your life because it's time to end the suffering. It's time to end the pain. And to really, like, this is the message to, like, please trust us is what we're getting. Trust these beings, the beings, your teams, your guides are saying very loudly in my own heart right now. Is what I keep hearing is just please trust this process. Trust that you've entered into a whole new world, a whole new world of existence. And there's a card that just flew out, so I'm going to grab it. Here you go. The Hanged Man. A whole new perspective. A whole new perspective. I'm gonna pull these cards out, and then I'm gonna show you where they're ending up because I see that one so clearly. All right, so I'm gonna just shuffle one more time. God, I love shuffling cards. I just sit and I'll watch a show or whatever just to chill out. I've been watching a show called The Good Witch on Netflix, and it's so easy. It's so easy for my brain to watch it. There's no like drama to it. It's so easy, and I just sit and I shuffle my cards and I watch The Good Witch and feel good, and then I go to bed. The Four of Cups. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this where it's ended up. My heart space is King of Pentacles, and it's right under that Ten of Cups. Eight of Cups. King of Wands. Okay, this is amazing. I love the card. I love this stuff so much. Okay, so remember? I remember. Actually, I'm going to start here. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. It's just because I'm excited, because I feel an energy that is starting to create fire. I feel the fire of what we are being offered. These rewards are so in our grasp now. This heaven on earth is so close. I mean, it's here. It's not close. It is here. And what is close is the seeing in the 1%, the physical part of us is it's about to be seen. It's going to be seen. And here's why. We've got the fire. We had the Hierophant, right? A higher self. Right underneath it is the Hanged Man, which means a whole new perspective. Everything is flipped upside down. And what have we been talking about what have we been talking about? My earbuds are just going out, so if the sound, I hope the sound is still okay. What have we been talking about from the daily tune-ins to peace talks is the pole switch, going from being identified in the physical realm, in that 1% part of us, the shell, only the things that we can see, touch, hear, feel, and taste, to the spiritual, the 99%. That's what's at our disposal now. When we come from this, when we operate from the spiritual realm, it's a complete different perspective than we've ever seen from before. So that's what's happening in this now moment as we've stepped through this doorway. So then what's happening is that soul plan, which we came into this world ready to live, but we got off track because of this world, this matrix that we were born into, teaches us to identify only with that which we can touch and see and feel. It doesn't teach us about the spiritual aspects, the 99%. And from that place, we then start to live intuitively. And from that place is where our celebration, our heaven on earth, we get to live our heaven on earth because we are living now from the spiritual operating system. That's what this whole spiritual awakening is, this mass awakening that's happening. Many of us we already chose it before it was forced, like a forced upgrade. We have already chosen it. So we're kind of ahead of the pack. We are the pioneers. So we are now stepping through that doorway. And remember, I've said many times, the pioneers are the ones that get to show the ones who are just now waking up what heaven on earth looks like. And when we've been tuned into all that we can see, not knowing that this whole spiritual realm, the 99%, is right at our backs. But now the Four of Cups, we are now changing our foundation, the foundation into the spiritual way of living from that 99%. And what happens is, because of that, remember, the spiritual realm overflows into the mental and the physical, and the abundance starts flowing. So the King of Pentacles, look, he's all like sitting back, and he's got his world at his feet. He's got his dog sitting next to him, and he's in his library of intelligence. And he is just the king of his worldly realm. He's the king of his heaven on earth. That's what this is all taking us to. And then reminding us that the doorway has opened. Once again, our world is about to change. Our realities are changing at this moment. And that grief and everything that we have struggled with in this reality, from money or relationships, jobs, or the work we do, that's all shifting now, right? The perspective change is shifting. So any part of your life that has felt challenged, that has felt held up, that has felt limited and lack and scarcity, that's all changing, because we've walked through that portal, and our world is about to be an instant manifestation now. We are aligning, because as we follow that intuition, we follow that fire takes us right to the very things, that light us up. And when we are lit up, we rise up, and we become more and more in resonance to that which fills us up. And all the stuff that brought us grief, all the stuff that brought us challenge, starts falling away. And it's easy now because we understand how this works. And we're like, oh, this wants to fall out? Okay, bye-bye. And there's no pain. And I'm not saying that there's no pain. We just allow it to flow through us now. We understand this way of life now. So there's not going to be as much pain and suffering. And the Eight of Cups is we're walking away. Like we are walking away from everything that brought us pain and suffering. And we walk into the horizon, towards the sun, towards the light. We embrace all that lights us up, that lights that fire in our belly. And we just let things behind, and we put our gifts down. And meaning the gifts of our intention, the gifts of our like anything, our desires, our rewards that we are wanting, that are not wanting from an ego place or to fulfill something. This is our dreams. This is our soul plans. When we put those soul plans into place, we just know it's already done, and we just walk towards the next horizon, and we just simply know everything is done, and our world starts to come into manifestation pretty quickly, because we are in this heaven on earth energy, and we become the King of Wands. So we had the King of Pentacles, who's the king of the physical realm. The King of Wands is he's the king of fire, strength. This is the strength. Leo is the is a fire sign, and the king of, is its strength, and he's got his burning, the burning fire, creative ideas, creative thoughts, creative energy. He is the king. You are the king. So what is happening is when you get that fire inside and you get an idea, you're like, and that intuition, that Hierophant in front in your gut says, yes, you follow that idea, and that idea just starts to catch fire, and it just spreads really quickly. That's how that this 10 of Wands starts happening, because it gets easier and easier when we start to follow that fire and we see it manifest in our world, and all of a sudden we start to see all of this stuff happen, because the heaven on earth is building momentum. Like I've said, in the next 2.5 months, we have the potential to really create a fast moving fire of manifestation, of materialization, of this this heaven on earth, this jubilee year, celebrations. We are celebrating and happy, joyful, joyous. This is a really exciting read, y'all, and I feel this energy in my own life. I feel it for all of us. I feel it in our, when I'm speaking about peace talks. When I finish peace talks, I am so filled that it overflows, and that just like I'm overflowing now, and in about a half an hour, I'm going to be exhausted, because what's happening is we're overflowing so fast. There's only so much we can take before we have to stop and ground into the energy. So by following our hearts, by following this desire to do this reading for you in my clean space, I am now filled in my own way, in my own unique expression. My soul plan has called me to do this. It's been calling me to do this for a long time. I had a deck of tarot cards. I don't know, even 12, 13 years old. I can remember, and I was a little bit nervous about having them, because I like vaguely remember it, but I know I had them. And I've played with cards, since then. But now to be doing this for you and for myself, and just saying proudly, like, yes, I play with cards and I love it. And yes, I walked a spiritual path. It's a weird path for many of our world and of humanity, except for those of us who get it. And I'm now loud and proud about who I am. And as I do that, and as I bring you a peace talks, as I bring you this, I feel myself rising up, and that's what happens. The faster we follow our hearts, the faster we follow that fire, the faster we rise up, and we start to then resonate with that soul plan, with the rewards that are coming through for us, that our soul says, this is yours, sweet soul. This is the dream that you put together. This was the contract that you put together to live before you came into human existence. You signed this contract and said, this is who I'm going to be as a human. And we are born to forget all of that. And our job, our role as a human being, is to remember to change our perspective, to remember that, oh wait, I'm not here just as a human. I'm here as a spiritual consciousness, and I have this contract, and I help other humans remember who they are by following that fire, and by rising up and evolving my soul, ascending my soul to higher and higher realms, to the point then that it all starts to overflow and affect my reality. And people say, how are you living so beautifully and so peacefully? And you say, because I'm a spiritual being having this human experience. I live in a pole shift of how most do it. And you start to light the way for others, to give them permission to start following their own fire, because you've shown them that it's safe, and that it's easy, and that it's full of an overflowing, joyous, happy life. That's what this is about. And you, sweet soul, have stepped through that doorway already. You have made the transition to that fifth dimensional realm. And as long as you trust it, as long as you believe it, as long as you just live it, it is yours. That's what this heaven on earth year is all about. So that is for us to really take into our hearts breathe that in, because as you breathe it in, you breathe that energy, you breathe all of this fire that we have created, this co-creation of this reading. We breathe that in and it gets into every cell of our body. It heals our bodies, it heals our emotions, it heals our mental capabilities, expands our minds. Our minds are now expanded because now we've seen evidence of the energy that we've been feeling. And now our mind is expanded and it's like, okay, we're in this heaven on earth thing. I'm going to start looking for it. And when the mind starts looking for the rewards and it starts looking for evidence of heaven on earth, you find it. You find it. That's the whole point, is to bring the mind up to match the energy of that fire, of your intuition, of your higher self, of the Hierophant, to then match into the guidance of these beings. And when that happens, it just momentum starts to build and unfold. And that's where we are. I hope you felt this, because I'm like, near. I really felt this reading. I mean, like I said, it went completely different than I thought it was going to go, and at the same time, it's pretty powerful from what I know at this point. So, thanks for being here. I hope you are caught up on Peace Talks, because if you're not, you might want to get caught up, because you got some really good stuff that you are here to remember. And tomorrow we're going to go into another week of freedom, and we're going to go deeper into what that really means. So I'm excited. I don't even know what that means yet. I haven't even gotten that message yet. So we will tune into that tomorrow, and I look forward to tuning into that with you. Thanks for being here. Mwah. Love you.